Americans are now renting chickens as egg prices skyrocket. A man was charged for a second time with trying to have sex with a subway seat, and scientists were trying to bring back the woolly mammoth. Instead, they made woolly mice. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. Yeah. With the rising cost of eggs, Americans are turning to chicken rental companies. Forget clipping coupons or hunting for supermarket deals. Americans are now taking a whole new approach to fighting these rising egg prices. Instead of relying on grocery stores, many are opting for a more hands-on solution, renting chickens. Yes, renting chickens. Apparently, a growing number of U.S. citizens are leasing hens to guarantee their daily supply of fresh eggs, as prices for eggs have basically doubled in the last year. So I guess renting chickens is a thing. I didn't know about that, but, hey, I can't think of a more perfect way to spread bird flu nationwide. Start renting chickens to citizens. Good thing we got top-notch science advisors in federal government to help us get through this, guys. Oh, my bad. We don't. Okay, let's jump into the chicken rental story and find out how this works, what it costs, and maybe we can judge whether or not this is a fruitful operation. If you really want some eggs in your life. It says, the idea behind Rent the Chicken is surprisingly simple. The New Hampshire-based company offers customers the chance to lease 2 or 4 hens, providing them with everything they need: food, instructional guides, video tutorials, even telephone support. So if you have any problems with your chickens, you can call them 24 hours. My chicken ate all of my magic mushrooms and now it's breakdancing in the kitchen. We have a quote from the owner of Rent-A-Chicken. His name's Brian. He says, well, you just let them out. You let the chickens out and they walk around and then they go in at night all on their own. They want to rooster up. They roost up. We call it roosting up. They're real low maintenance and, people really seem to enjoy it. Is it me or are they leaving out something? That they give you the food, they provide the hens, everything you need, except for the land. I mean, can you keep chickens in an apartment? I don't think so. Can I just move my couch and build a coop? You need land, and you probably need to own the land. Otherwise, you have to get permission from the lord of the land, You can't just keep chickens on random properties that aren't yours, I don't think. And then is it okay with the neighbors? Does this have to be zoned for chickens? A lot of questions here. I don't think it's as simple as Brian says. So just let them walk around. They're great. Everyone loves it. Yeah, no. This is how you make your downstairs neighbor hate you. Okay, so for $600, that's the cost. Brian says customers can rent 2 hens for 6 months. That's $600. This typically produces about a dozen eggs per week, or you can opt for 4 hens and expect 2 dozen eggs weekly. All right, well, what if I only need some chickens for like a few minutes? How does that work out? Renting chickens. Okay, so let's work this out. It's basically $100 a month for the chickens. They give you 4 dozen eggs, right? A dozen a week. That comes to like $25 a dozen. Is that a big savings? $2 an egg? This doesn't sound like a huge savings to me. Am I doing the math wrong? I know I went to public school. The article says, by comparison, buying eggs from a grocery store can cost up to $10 per dozen in some cities. All right, well, it's 25. It comes to 25 a dozen for the chickens, not including your own personal labor that you put into it, the cleaning up of all the poop and protecting them from coyotes. I assume you got to go get a shotgun for that. This doesn't sound like it's adding up to me. All right, I want to know what happens at the end of your chicken trial. When you're done with them, can you just eat them when the rental period is over? It says at the end of the rental period, customers can choose to buy their chickens completely. You can own them, keep them, or you can, quote, chicken out and return them early if backyard farming isn't the right fit for you. In case you're wondering how this business is doing, with egg shortages making headlines, apparently the demand for rent the chickens has soared The Templetons say their phone lines have been flooded with calls from eager customers looking for an alternative to store-bought eggs. This article here ends by saying the fallout of the spike in egg prices has even forced major diner chains such as Waffle House to add a 50-cent surcharge per egg at its 2,100 locations nationwide, and supermarkets all across the country have been limiting egg purchases as supply struggles to keep up with the demand. Now, I have a very novel idea on how to handle what's going on with the egg prices, guys. You're going to call me crazy, but here, let me propose this. Don't eat eggs until the price comes down. And where you ordinarily would eat an egg, replace it with more bacon. So, I mean, amazing solution, guys. You're all so welcome. A man is arrested and charged for the second time with attempting to have sex with a seat on the train. The story is out of Missouri. For the second time in less than a year, an individual is charged with attempting to engage in a sexual act with a seat on the Metrolink, which is, I assume, the train system that they have. Perhaps you could tell us why you continue to make love to a seat on the train, sir. Well, you know, it's smooth, it's curvy, and it never says no thank you. Okay, let's keep reading, and I'm very curious of one detail. Was it the same seat that he was caught making sweet love to the previous time? I did cover that story. Is he onto the same seat, or is he one of those cheating types? How could you? How could you sleep with that dirty park bench? It's outside all the time. I thought you were an indoor seat kind of man, but I guess not. You'll just rub against anything that's feral. And scene. St. Louis County prosecutors are charging this man, D'Angelo Covington, that's the name of the seat humper, 2 counts of misdemeanor sexual misconduct. According to the county police, a victim told investigating officers that she saw Covington on the train platform. At the time, he allegedly had his genitalia exposed and was moving them around. You know, just taking them out for a spin, getting some fresh air. The genitalia is getting fresh air. Just juggling on a train platform. You know how this guy does it. He followed the victim onto the train, it says. Oh, boy. Imagine that. Imagine this guy juggling his stuff on a platform and then follows you onto a train. Nightmares. Later that day, police learned that Covington boarded the train and then allegedly exposed himself and attempted a sexual act for about 10 minutes with the upper bar of a train seat. Well, it's not even the train seat, but the upper bars of the train seat. So the thing that goes along the top of the seat, that's not going to feel very good, would it? I mean, in general, it doesn't look like those seats are going to feel very good rubbing up against them, but there are certain parts of the seat that you could say, all right, well, I understand. I understand this guy rubbing it there, not on the metal bar. Well, I mean, regardless, you got obviously a lonely population in St. Louis. It's obviously difficult to date, and Covington is an example of this. Still doesn't indicate whether or not he was making sweet love to the same seat he did a year ago. Don't you want to know the level of loyalty? It's hard to find a loyal lover. Yeah, he found something he's into. He could have got it on with a fire hydrant, some luggage, one of those food delivery robots on the sidewalk, but no. Kept it to the seat. So if you happen to be, I don't know, riding public transportation in St. Louis, you might want to bring some sanitary wipes with you everywhere you go. Just give a little wipe down before you park your tush.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Scientists aiming at bringing back the woolly mammoth create woolly mice. It's the sound of science. It says here, a plan to revive the extinct woolly mammoth is on track, scientists have said after creating a whole new species. the woolly mouse. Scientists at the U.S. biotechnical company Colossal Biosciences plan to de-extinct the prehistoric pachyderms, known as the woolly mammoth, by genetically modifying Asian elephants to give them woolly mammoth traits. They hope that the first calf will eventually be born by the end of 2028. In the meantime, they've been experimenting with mice, and they have created woolly mice, apparently. These genetically modified mice have traits geared towards cold tolerance, so they'd be able to live in colder weather, and they've developed some very woolly hair as well. Wow. I got some bad news, guys. We're nowhere near creating woolly mammoths, but I got some good news. We just made fluffy little woolly mice. You should sell these as pets. That would be incredible. People would go crazy for little woolly minis. Okay, now this article that I have, it gets a little nerdy here, but I'll give it to you nonetheless. The research team used a number of genome editing techniques to either genetically modify fertilized mouse eggs or modify embryonic mouse stem cells and inject them into mouse embryos before implanting them into surrogates. Did you get all that? Apparently they're starting small with the woolly mouse, and they're going to build up from here, I guess, right? Do a woolly possum and then some woolly hippos. And eventually we're going to do dinosaurs, I'd imagine. That's what... Yay, guys. Our lives will all end when we're eaten by velociraptors in 50 years. It says here the research team now plans on doing some tests with the mice to see if they can handle some very cold temperatures in the coming months. Yes, let them out. I say release them, release them, release the fluffy woolly mice. Oh, there's a photo of the mice. Oh, they look like cute little hairy Pokemon. So cute. And now it says here, not all of the science community is pleased with these experiments that are going on. It's like the island of Dr. Moreau. Someone is quoted as saying, as it is, we have some cute-looking hairy mice, but no understanding of their physiology or their behavior. It doesn't get these researchers any closer to knowing if they would eventually be able to give an elephant useful mammoth-like traits, and we have learned very little about the biology as a result of any of this. Oh, shots fired by one of the nerds on the opposing team who doesn't like the idea of bringing back the woolly mammoth. I'm not sure the woolly mammoth is going to enjoy this either, having been brought back right around the time of global warming. Do you think the woolly mammoth's going to appreciate this weather? Nah, man, I just say you just keep making the woolly mice for all of us to enjoy. You know, who wouldn't want one of these? They're fabulous. Or maybe do dogs next, you know? Who wouldn't want a woolly bow wow, huh?
Your data is like gold to hackers. They're selling your passwords, bank details, and private messages. McAfee helps stop them. Secure VPN keeps your online activity private. AI-powered text scam detector spots phishing attempts instantly. And with award-winning antivirus, you get top-tier hacker protection. Plus, you'll get up to $2 million in identity theft coverage, all for just $39.99 for your first year. Visit McAfee.com. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Let's rock.
All that she wants is a woolly mammoth. Gone tomorrow. All that she wants is a woolly mammoth. Is that how it goes? I think that's how the song goes, guys. Any Ace of Base fans out there? Where my 46-year-old ladies at? How is everybody anyways? Just checking in on your temperature. You doing okay? I hope you're doing okay. I'm having a fabulous week so far. Keeping busy. Had a show last week in Burbank, and then I have a show tomorrow night. That would be Wednesday night in Culver City. That's on the west side. And then, let me see, Friday night. Is it Friday night? Friday night I'm in Long Beach once again. So all that information's on my Instagram, @FunnyJones. You follow me. I post the shows. Come on out, introduce yourself. Buy me a shot. You know, it's called doing the right thing. All right, I'm going to get out of here because I do not feel like being in this closet anymore. Please subscribe to the show if you haven't. It's available on all podcast players, as you know. I got a website, weirdafnews.com, if you want to support the show. Okay, over and out.